For generations, modern historians have treated ancient Indian epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata as theology. Brilliant, beautifully written poetry, but ultimately works of fiction. That academic consensus included the legend of Dwarka. According to the texts, this was Lord Krishna's utopian golden city, a sprawling metropolis built directly on the sea, which was eventually swallowed by the waves after a devastating curse. In 1983, a team of divers exploring the depths of the Arabian Sea, miles off the coast of Gujarat, found something resting on the ocean floor that forced the world to pay attention. Miles below the surface, the team documented a sprawling urban grid: high walls, paved roads, statues, and palatial foundations, all resting exactly where the ancient texts said Dwarka would be. If the physical remnants of a mythical city are sitting at the bottom of the ocean, we have to ask a serious question. Are these ancient religious texts actually literal, historical blueprints, just waiting for modern science to audit them? The investigation starts exactly where the myth places it, on the modern shoreline of Gujarat. The Bhagavad Purana describes Lord Krishna fleeing the city of Mathura to escape constant attacks. He needed a safe harbor, so he prayed to the sea god, requesting a very specific parcel of land to build his fortress, exactly 12 yojanas in size. Fast forward to the underwater expeditions conducted between 1983 and 1990 by marine archaeologist Dr. S.R. Rao. His team mapped the submerged site and discovered heavy stone anchors and advanced irrigation systems, confirming this was a highly organized historic maritime port. This grid map shows the survey data from the expedition. Archaeologists measured the outer boundaries of this underwater footprint to compare it to the ancient text's long claim. Converted into ancient units, the modern measurement perfectly aligns with 12 yojanas. The authors of the Purana weren't throwing out a random number for dramatic effect. They were recording the physical dimensions of a real location. Finding a sunken city is one thing, but submerged stones could belong to any era. A grid on the ocean floor doesn't prove it belonged to Lord Krishna. To test the connection, we have to check the timeline. According to the Mahabharata, Dwarka was constructed during the era known as the Dwapara Yuga. Researchers like Dr. Narahari Achar looked at the specific positions of planets and asteroids recorded in the epic. By tracking those celestial markers backward, they calculated that this era occurred around 3126 BCE, roughly 5,000 years ago. To test this date, scientists looked for organic remains, like ancient wood or charcoal, trapped within the construction layers. They ran these samples through carbon dating to determine when this city was actually built. This timeline tracks the carbon dating results against the astronomical data. Both lines intersect at the 5,000-year mark. The laboratory results confirm that these ruins were built at the same time the Mahabharata states the city of Dwarka was founded. The laboratory results back up the ancient sky charts. The ruins existed concurrently with the legendary figures written about in the Mahabharata. That brings us to how the city fell. The texts say Dwarka was doomed by a curse from a grieving mother, a tragic prank, and an alcohol-fueled civil war within Krishna's own dynasty. But the final physical blow was aquatic. The Mahabharata describes the hero Arjuna watching helplessly as massive, towering waves swallowed the entire coastal city in a single moment. For decades, the standard scientific model assumed ancient coastal settlements were lost slowly, that creeping sea levels submerged these places over centuries, giving people plenty of time to relocate. However, the sea floor off the coast of Gujarat tells a different story. The geological markers here directly contradict the slow rise theory for this specific region. This cross-section shows what the ocean floor reveals: a sudden tectonic drop. This kind of seismic snap would have displaced a massive wall of water, sending a tsunami crashing into the coast instantly. Arjun wasn't watching a magical curse. He was witnessing a real-world seismic catastrophe. The ancient survivors simply processed the geological trauma through the theological language of divine punishment. When you take the urban measurements, the dating, and the seismic data together, it forces us to look at the broader timeline of human civilization on the Indian subcontinent. Orthodox history has maintained a firm starting line. We are taught that highly organized, advanced urban civilization in this region started exclusively with the Harappan and Mohenjo-Daro cultures. The verified existence of Dwarka disrupts that timeline. It proves that advanced, planned cities with complex infrastructure existed thousands of years earlier than historians previously accepted. This means we can no longer automatically file the oral traditions of our ancestors into the fiction section. The ancient epics are proving to be historical records dressed in the language of the divine. They have simply been waiting at the bottom of the sea until we finally built the technology to dive down and read them.